Father, we are committing our activities and our today's meeting into your able hand. May you take absolute control over everything we are going to do today, to the teaching we are going to receive today. May you take absolute control so that we will receive the teaching and use it to work. And also all our activities today, may you guide us and protect us as we are doing it. Let us do it let us do it by your care in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. The name
Okay.
of the Holy Spirit.
Okay, thank you so much, Lothar Judy, for that wonderful prayer. Amen to your prayer.
Amen to your prayer.
Yeah, I'm going to meet a Muslim brother or sister here to give us an opening prayer also. Okay, Dr. Hamid Ibrahim, please, if you can hear me, omit yourself. I've muted you to give us the Muslim prayer. Dr. Hamid, can you hear me? It's like the network is disturbing him. Dr. Hamid Ibrahim, can you just give us the Muslim prayer?
Yes, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to open this meeting with prayer. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, my top leaders. So let's pray in the name of the Almighty God. Sallu ala Nabiyul Karim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Malik Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين سبحان ربي عزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين الفاتحة. Thank you very much. Thank you, ma.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ibrahim, for giving us this wonderful prayer. Amen to all the prayers this morning.
Okay, it's like network is disturbing our co-host. Let's just exercise a little patience for her.
Can you hear me now? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Okay. Like I was saying, the what they have been telling us this year is about the blueprint and equally the Diamond Project, which is going to be launched out on the 13th of January at Chida Events Hall, Abuja. So they have made it to understand that anybody that is not that if I like in fact if I did this business since last year and we enter this 2024, from all this project that is being launched out, the blueprint, every other thing that is being launched out this 2024, if you are here and you are like you are doing what you're supposed to do in this business, believe me that you are going to be one of the monthly millionaires. Being one of the monthly millionaires, don't even do it alone, because this business, you don't accept selfish ones. Even if you are selfish and you move yourself to be a monthly millionaire, guess what will happen? You are doing a day job. Because if you don't follow the vision and the mission of this particular business, which is what we have our vision and we probably have the mission with the vision of this business in this 2024. And I believe that anybody that is aligning his or herself with this vision and mission, we are going to do what? Achieve everything we wanted to achieve. So before then, I want us to recite our mission and equally our vision. Please, my mentor, can you share the mission and vision so that we can recite it? As we are going to recite this our vision and equally our mission, if you are reciting it and you're not reciting it with your faith, like telling yourself that I'm going to be among it, it means you are a selfish one. And guess what will happen? Anywhere you are, I'm not going to unmute everyone because of noise, but anywhere you are, say it with their mind and make sure you claim it and make sure you work with this vision. Now we are going to recite our mission at the count of three. One, two, three. To raise a financially free people who will in turn raise other financially free people who will collectively use their resources and affect the world positively. If you know what our vision is all about, I believe like if you started this vision with your, let me just say, with your mind, everything in you, you will understand that through this vision, raising other financially free people that will affect the world positively, even if it is by 2030, I believe that this country, Nigeria, is going to change, not only the world. Sometimes they will come out and tell us that there is no money in Nigeria. There is money everywhere, but our youth have refused to work. So if you find yourself in the vision of C21FG, you have to thank your God because you have aligned yourself with it. So now we are going to recite our mission equally. Okay. We are going to recite this mission with the count of three. One, two, three. Is to raise 50,000 monthly millionaires in the connected economy and usher in the next generation world changers using our system, structure, and support. I believe you hear this. This mission is already this year that we are into. Our mission of 2024 is to raise 50,000 monthly millionaire. Ask yourself, are you one of them? You cannot be one of these if you are not aligning yourself with the vision and the mission. But once you align yourself with it, you are going to be a monthly millionaire. Not only a monthly millionaire, but you will raise other millionaires under you. So at this moment, I'm going to welcome my mentor because there is no more time. Our number is still not encouraging. After this, just go back and start calling others, because what we are going to do today, what my mentor is going to dish out here today, is like after hearing it today, your life is going to change. So if you want the life of your team members to change also, go back and start inviting them so that they will not miss out on this. So it is my privilege and honor to welcome my mentor. Like if you are in this meeting now, I want you with a standing and clapping ovation. Any emoji here, just use the best emoji to welcome my own mentor, the lion mentor himself. When I hear about the lion mentor, I now think about it and I say, the lion is the king of the jungle. This young man here is the king of the jungle and he's the father of all nations. So if you know what it took us to bring him here, you have to start with the best emoji to welcome my own super mentor, the person that picked me from where I was to where I am today. So I welcome my super mentor in the person of unstoppable Frederick Elokeze. You are welcome, sir.
All right, thank you very much, my Amazon. Thank you. This is another beloved daughter in whom I am well pleased. In fact, each time I see her, I see a bunch of success. That is it. In fact, any day I set my eyes on her, I see what? A bunch of success. Ladies and gentlemen, she's equally from where? From the stable of what? The unbendable. Today is yet another beautiful day that the Lord has given us. It's a beautiful day that the Lord has made. It's a day for us to get started running in our business. It's a day for us to improve upon the successes we've achieved. It's a clean slate for you to do what? To rewrite the wrongs of yesterday. In fact, we have the ample opportunity to make use of the time the Lord gives us every day. Every day is a new opportunity. I want you to raise your awareness to realize that. Okay, so thank you very much, my Amazon Joy, for the warm introduction. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I equally want to appreciate each and every one of us that have joined the cell meeting already. And today is going to be the day we will break into our breakout cells. That means on Monday, we're going to be having the super cell meeting with the mastermind, the maiden super cell meeting of the year. Make sure you are part of it. And then from Tuesday, depending on the way the mastermind takes us, I think by Tuesday, we are going to have the breakout cells. The different cell anchors are going to be there. And guess what? The Lion team soon is giving birth to another team. And guess what? They will be moving. And guess what? We are going to be rocking it here. We're going to be rocking it here. And because of the blueprint we are treating, it has delayed our celebrations. So, but by God's grace, next week we are going to be having the celebrations. Okay. So thank you very much, each and every one of you, for making our time to be here. Okay. I'm really impressed and at the way some of us have kickstarted running. But guess what? Some persons are still sleeping. Some persons are still celebrating. Some people are still dilly-dallying. But guess what? The year is 5 days old. And guess what again? The new compensation plan is kicking in. It's kicking in. So a lot of millionaires are going to be made. I don't know if you have seen the wonderful packages. In fact, with mouth-watering offer from AIM Global, Alliance Emotion Global, the company keeps getting better despite the challenges, despite, that is, the organization was having a very big fair because, when the masterminds, they travel to the Philippines, they discover that the C247 pack we are buying here is like 3 times the price in Philippines. And they were like, what is happening? How can it be cheaper in our country where the dollar is rising, where the dollar increment and the bad economy has even flushed so many companies out of the way? And it was there they learned that the visionary president, Dr. Eduardo Cabaton, has been the one subsidizing these products. Now, why did the fear heighten? The fear heightened because as soon as this administration came on board, you know what they were doing? Because before the previous administration, that is the government of General Mohammed Buhari, they were subsidizing the dollar. You understand? That means the dollar was being subsidized at a certain rate, so that in fact it was done by the previous administration to cushion the effect of the dollar rise on the economy. So, but one thing that this present administration did when they came was to do what? Was to float the dollar. Maybe if you have good understanding of the economic terms and the indices of development, you will understand what I'm saying. So when the government came in, they decided to float the dollar. That means they removed all the dollar subsidy, you understand, and they decided to float it so that it will be controlled by the market demand and supply. You understand? So that was why the fear heightened more, because when the dollar was being, floats, in fact, as it is, guess what happened? The leaders were having this heightened fear that the high rising of things is going to affect the compensation plan heavily. But to the glory of God, we still have it as it is today. In fact, even when the packages were released for it to take effect today, we discovered that we have a lot. In fact, the packages are even better than what we saw previously. Welcome to the year of making of a millionaire. In fact, one good thing I've enjoyed in this company is that since I stepped into this company, it keeps getting better and better and better and better. And that is how it's going to keep getting better and better for us to become the champions that we ought to be. So you are welcome. You are welcome to the next level. In fact, I'm already feeling great. I'm already feeling the successes that will be accomplished. And like the ambassador introduced me, in fact, it is already, in fact, everything is already on the air. You can see the prayer point each day. Each day, the prayer point is being released for the launch of the Amazon projects. And guess what? All you need to do is for you to key in. And I want to equally believe that some of us who got the posters, I sent it in the leaders platform. I'm going to send it. So if you have not gotten the poster and maybe you've not gotten the poster and the flyer, then I think you need to seek for it. Okay. Then if you don't have the IPI scripts that you will use to invite those high class, remember the Diamond project is targeting the upper class and the upper middle class. Even the lower middle class is not being targeted, please. In fact, the lower middle class, they just have to struggle their way in if they truly want it. It's not a situation of begging persons to be part of it. No. And again, the president made it very clear again that no project launched by this organization has ever fallen on the wayside. It has always yielded a good success. You know why? Because the first thing we have is God. That's the first thing we have. And guess what? And even as we have God as the first, guess what? We've made him our first cardinal man, our first cardinal culture, our first cardinal point, our first and foremost agenda. Okay, so that is it. And we believe that we are a force. We are moving to the next higher level. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be concluding on the review of the blueprint for 2024. We started it yesterday. Day before yesterday, and we'll be doing the review on that. But today we're going to allow for interactive forum. So I'm going to go very fast. Okay, so that we can allow for interactive forum from the leaders here, from those of us that have caught the vision, the understanding of this blueprints. Of course, remember we said we have in the blueprints, we have what? We have 5 pillars. 5 pillars, and these 5 pillars are enshrined within 4 stages. The first stage we say is the preparatory stage, the preparation stage. The second stage we say is the implementation stage. The third stage we say is the fortification stage. And then the 5th stage we say is the manifestation stage. Okay, now watch this. For the preparation stage, we have the first pillar as awareness. In fact, we delved into this very well yesterday, and guess what? I want to believe that we gave ourselves the opportunity to understand why we need to raise our awareness, so that we know the direction we are going. Okay. Okay, sorry for that break. All right, let's continue. Okay, so what we are saying is that we have the preparation stage, which is the awareness, and then we have the second one, which is the prizes and opportunity. Excuse me. Okay. All right. So we said we have the second pillar, which is prices and opportunity costs. And I was also very skeptical. I can't where we captured it. When we get the full the document, it may not really tally this way, but it gives us a very guide to do a perfect review of this. I believe my environment is not noisy. Please, if it is noisy, do let me know. Is my environment clear? If it's clear, say it's clear. If it's noisy, then type 2. Is my environment okay? Okay, it's clear. All right, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. All right, now let's go ahead. Now what we are saying is this. We looked at the second pillar, the prices and the opportunity cost, where you need to consider all these things. Okay, then we equally looked at the third one, and then for the prices and opportunity costs, we said we have certain things you need to look at. You need to count the prices you need to pay for you to become successful. And then we looked at number one price, which is temporary loss of self-esteem. I remember very well when I joined this business, our mastermind told us I had lost a whole lot of self-esteem. You know, a medical doctor stepping into this, some people didn't really understand this. Some people are even making him a subject of discussion. But today, those same people are begging to be part of it. They say, we never saw this vision. In fact, when we went on vacation, he told us that there was this guy in his compound then, that the good thing is that the guy monitored his growth from the very beginning, because all of them were living in a very public yard in Kubwa, you understand. And when he joined the business, connected the guy never wanted to be part of the business. He monitored it until, gradually, he didn't know what was happening until the man relocated to the main Abuja city. There are people who say, we're in Abuja, but there are people who are really in Abuja. Those people that have their residence in Metama, Wusetu, and then the rest of the other places, profile areas, Garki, and the rest of these are people living in Abuja. It's not some other persons that are in Biaji Junction, or maybe Biaji itself, or maybe there is another one in Kubwa they call Biaji Across. They are all in Abuja. You understand me? So he said that the man monitored his development, his growth, and all that. And guess what? At a point, the man noticed that okay. All right. So sorry. Okay, sorry. So at a point, the man noticed that that the development was, his growth was rapid, or at a point, the man noticed that he disappeared from the compound, he packed from there, went to town, and at the point, when he met him in town, saw his residence in town, he was like, are you for real? I believe I can be heard. Okay, so the man was like, are you for real? And then that was when the man started saying, in fact, when the man now stepped, okay, this one now was a woman, because there were two versions of those story. So the woman stepped in and he demanded to see doctor, and they told him, okay, you need to wait, let him finish sleeping first so that he can come down and attend to you. And the guy was like, the lady was like, are you serious? Is it the doctor that now owns this? In fact, the very lady I'm talking to you was with us in Dubai. So it was at that moment that she saw the vision. So some other people, they will see the vision when other people are already successful. And guess what? All those self-lost esteem, guess what? You recovered all of them. So when you start, it is one of the costs. And do you know where it is coming from? is coming from ignorant people. It's not coming from people who are literate in the business. That somebody is a professor in the university doesn't mean that the person will have the literacy of this business. No, it doesn't mean that. After all, there are so many persons who are professors, but they are, when they want to venture into business, you see them committing a lot of blunders. Okay, so that's why we will tell you that this is a different profession entirely. Okay, so there will be temporary loss of self-esteem there. And I say you need to also be at home with criticisms, loneliness. Okay, you know, you may walk the path of loneliness because so many persons you are with now, they decide not to be part of it. Even your own spouse may tell you, don't bring me to this. I don't want to be part of it. Do you understand? That does not mean she's not going to be part of it. But guess what? The time is coming when she's going to be part of it, when she begins to see the success in it. Okay? All right. Then the president also looked at the opportunity cost. He said that first of all, you need to let your ego go. Okay? That ego is too low to carry on this journey. It needs to be broken. And then the next one, I said, be willing to let go of fun, pleasure, social media, etc. And then the next one, I said, be focused. Create more focus, eliminate so many distractions, remove so many things you'll be doing this year. Focus on one thing. And like I told us yesterday, the max you can focus on if you're a part-timer, it's your job and this business. And I told us, if you have a job, see this as your second job. If you have a business, see this as your second business. And the ability to go see. There's no point running around. Everything you are looking for, it can be found here. Everything is here. Then if you are a full-timer like us, give it your 100%. Don't be fooling your time. Some people say, I'm a full-timer, yet they keep running after so many small things. Those things that are just small, because you have not realized how much money can be made here. All right. So on the preparation stage, we have those two. And then in the implementation stage, he says what? Acquire the millionaire mindset. And that's where we were yesterday. Well, because we were looking at the attitude of the millionaire mindset. And guess what? On acquiring the millionaire mindset, the president recommended a book for us. You can see this book. Claire. This is the book he recommended by who? By T. Harv Eker. All right. It says, think rich and do what? And get rich. The secrets of the millionaire mindset. And you see, it's one of the best-selling books. Okay. So if you care about it, you can get it from different bookstores. You can get it from Amazon. You can get it from Jumia. You can get it from different places. Okay. All right. You can get it from any major bookshop around you. The secrets of the millionaire mind. Yes, that's the secret of the millionaire mind. And guess what? The third pillar is to do what? To acquire it. See, why are we talking about this blueprint? We are talking about it because we want to have them as a guide. So what it means is that as the president has given the instruction for us to read this book from the beginning of this year, in fact, this month, and finish it. Guess what? You will have, in fact, I saw one of my Amazon reading it yesterday. Okay, one of my Amazons reading it yesterday. And I also saw some of my partners already who have acquired it, studying it. Okay, so if you've not read it before, it's a time to read it. There is one I recommended to us before, which is Building an Empire. Okay, if you have not finished reading Building an Empire, maybe you can suspend it and finish this first, right? Finish this first. Let me show you that one I have before. That's the one we talked about. And I know some of my leaders too would not take knowledge acquisition lightly. Here, you can see it here. This is Building an Empire. Building an Empire by who? Building an Empire by Brian Cantas. Okay, it's also a very powerful book that when you study these books, you will be firebranded. But if you have been reading this one that I recommended for us before, If you have been reading Building an Empire, maybe you can suspend it now. Finish finish Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Okay, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. When you finish it, then maybe you can return to Building an Empire. You know why I started investing my time, money in these books? Because there is a day we went for summit. I heard the president say that one thing that made him fire branded, one thing that changed everything about him, he was still working in the bank until that the only thing that made him to become who he is. Do you know that guy? That guy is just a little above 35 years. That's the president, little above 35 years. And guess what? That guy makes over 90 M. Child, you don't understand it. If you want to talk about wealth, he has it. Now, but guess what? He said that the book that blew his mind, that opened his eyes to network marketing, was the book called The Business of the 21st Century. Our SMO will take you through that one. Okay, The Business of the 21st Century. After reading it, man, his life just changed. He now realized, in fact, that was the moment of his life. And guess what? He became super successful. Okay, so like we said, we have attitude of a millionaire mindset. Say that is the mind that takes responsibility, the one that is not involved in blaming and complaining. And some that I didn't capture say that mind is also confident, comfortable in their looks. They believe that they are capable, they are enough. See, don't let anybody tell you that you are mediocre. No, tell yourself, because a millionaire mind believes that failure is part of the journey. Child, failure is part of success. No, the only failure a millionaire mind knows is quitting. That's the only failure they know, is quitting. And they even tell themselves that once you quit, you have created the easy part in your life to keep quitting in many things you do, right? Okay, then the other one said it does not bow to opposition and challenges. It does not bow to opposition and challenges. And guess what again? Say it's not ashamed of your business. Do you understand? I remember when I was growing up, there was in our village, just a small village, but one man all of a sudden became wealthy. Now, what was the man doing? The man was operating all these water supply tankers. And before you knew it, he acquired about 2 for himself. And when he bought one, do you know what he wrote on that vehicle? Love your business. I still remember that thing very clearly, because anytime he passed, I would read that thing. Love your business. I didn't know that. I was reading it, but I didn't really understand it. It was when I grew up, I discovered that his peers at that time were despising what he was doing. But guess what? He was fully focused in it. And he became richer than his equals those days. Became richer than any of them. Why? He was not ashamed of what the business that God put into his hands. He was not ashamed of it. He was bold doing it. And guess what? He became successful beyond his imagination and became the richest man in the village at that time, became the richest in his family, and was, in fact, anytime you mention, in fact, any day the man comes home during festive season, the whole villager will just go and gather in their house, in his house, because you know why? They know that there will be a lot of eating and drinking. But this is a man that took a lonely road. Remember, it was a lonely road. That's why the president also said, do not be afraid to be lonely in this. He took a lonely road. Every other person was against what he was doing, but he was firebranded. He took a lonely road, but guess what? He became successful. Now, it says again, a mind that does not betray. A mind that does not betray. So first of all, in this business, make sure you don't betray yourself, so that when you don't betray yourself, by quitting, you will not betray the vision. And when you don't betray the vision, you will not betray your team members. You will not betray those that have vested their trust in you to lead them to the next higher level. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you don't do what? You don't betray, you don't become a betrayer. Don't become a betrayer. Make sure, okay? A millionaire is not found wanting in that regard. Do you know that? In fact, by the time you study this book, you'll find out that any person that must become a multi-millionaire will first of all become that in his mindset before the manifestation, because that is where God communicates with you, right? Now, guess what? The next one says, in fact, a millionaire mind takes his or her destiny into his own hand. He tells himself, well, I have to make this work. You are looking, see, do you know that if two people join this business, one is looking at the business that, man, this is my business. I need to forward this. I need to push this through. Another person is looking at the business, okay, I've joined it. Let me see if these people are real or not. I hope you know that there will be a huge difference between those two. This one that has decided to take the destiny into his own hands, guess what? Is going to go far further than this other one that is trying to see if your organization is real or not. And then the next one, it says having long-term mentality, okay, and does not take shortcuts. See, one thing that aided some of us when we joined this business is because I had a long-term mentality. You know the mentality I had? The mentality I had when I joined the business is that after my Kickstarter guide, you know what I told myself? I told myself, of course, when I saw the opportunity, I paid for one profit center. Then one profit center was 38,000. I paid for 38,000 naira. And guess what? After the Kickstarter guide, everything, I saw the vision clearer. I decided to go for 15 account centers. But guess what I told myself? I said, since I graduated, I have put up in the labor market for 9 solid years. I said, okay, this is the level I am now. Let me put that same 9 years in this connected economy, in this business. Let me see the difference. That was a long-term mentality. You know, let me put the same 9 years. And guess what? As I'm talking to you, I've not even near half of that 9 years. And I have achieved the height I have attained today. You know why? But there are some of us, when we join the business, of course, we have been doing something for like 10 years, 15 years. But guess what? If they don't become successful here in the next 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, hey, it's not working. Hey. You don't have long-term mentality, right? You don't have it. But also do not misunderstand long-term mentality to proactiveness. Please hear me and hear me very well. Don't misunderstand long-term mentality with proactiveness. See, that you are proactive is different. That you are having long-term mentality is a different thing. So that somebody will not come and say, you just go, and then you gotta fold your hand. I have long-term mentality. Then you stay 1 year. You come and look, how is the business going? I have long-term mentality. You go back again. You go and stay for another 1 year. I have long-term mentality. You go back again. You are still folding your hand. Long-term mentality. Now so you will spend 10 years. In fact, when somebody go ask you, when did you join this business? You'll be ashamed to say it, because you know that if you tell the person that our project plan is 2 to 4 years, and you have stayed the 4 years, nothing to show. You know, if you talk through when you join the business. Yeah. So of course you are having long-term mentality, but you were never proactive. Don't think that folding your hands is long-term mentality. Please don't misunderstand that, because somebody might say, I have long-term mentality in this business. Okay, some other people are giving it too much time. Me, I'm giving it 10 years. You're giving it 10 years, but you're not doing anything. See how you go there here 10 years, nothing will happen, right? But if you are proactive, ladies and gentlemen, if you are up and doing, you are going to get it. So that's what we're talking about. Acquire millionaire mindset, and then the president was giving us attitude of a millionaire mindset. There are lots and lots of them that you begin when you study the book. Okay, then the next one he says is the fortification stage. And under the fortification stage, we have what? We have the number 4. It says fortify yourself and your leaders as the next pillar, the 4th pillar. Fortify yourself and your leaders. The president also gave us very, very interesting ways to fortify. Number 1, he says is cell meeting. For many of us that say, why am I joining summit? 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 Every day. You don't know that this is investment into your business. It is both. Let me tell you what cell meeting is. Cell meeting is both time and money investments in your business. That's what it is. So if you are looking at it, hey, every day we are wasting data. We are wasting data. Joining this meeting, we are wasting data. You don't just know that money you are using to buy data to be in this meeting and the time you spend in this meeting, they are both what? They are both money and time investment in this business. Don't see it as a waste, because this is where you get the utmost fortification. Cell meeting. In fact, when I joined this business, it was shortly after I joined the business came the lockdown. But guess what? There was no regular cell meeting like this. So guess what was happening? The only time we got fortification was when we were able to attend training in the office, or maybe you come across a team member that is doing well. So, but guess what? Our system keeps getting better and better. To today that we have daily means of fortifying ourselves to be great in the business. Okay, so here we learn, here we share, we get the ideas, we get everything we need to fortify ourselves. Okay, so cell meeting is a very duplicating tools in this business and a means to fortify yourself and also fortify your team. So if you see somebody telling you, make sure that your team members join cell meeting, make sure that your team members, they are simply telling you to bring them close so that they can be fortified. They can be fortified, because what keeps people in this business is not that they are making money. No, it's not any other thing, but because of the knowledge they have in the business. That's what keeps them here. Okay, so guess what? You make sure that they join the cell meeting so that they can be fortified. If you see any person that is not joining cell meeting and is in this business, and the person is succeeding in this business, then I owe you how much? 200,000 naira. Just go around. If you see any person that is succeeding in this business, doing well, and the person doesn't join cell meeting, come, I'll give you 200,000 naira. I put it as a bait. Just go around, check. Once you see any person that is succeeding, doing well in this business, and the person is not joining cell meeting, I'll give you 200K. It's a bait, and I'm placing that bait. Just go around, check. If the person is succeeding and the person doesn't join cell meeting, then that is it. Then the second one, it says by use of what? Millionaire school training. So if you're having millionaire school training in the office, online, wherever, make sure you become part of it. And then the next one, you fortify yourself. You say disconnect from the wolves, disconnect from the naysayers, from serpents, etc. Don't keep malice, but disconnect from them. This is a great way to fortify yourself. Because you say, I know myself, all those things they are saying will not affect me. ladies and gentlemen, it will affect you. When it starts affecting you, you won't know. Okay, so disconnect from them. Then the one beauty about network marketing is it gives you a new circle of friends who think alike, who are in the same frame of mind, who are very productive, who are useful and resourceful. That's one thing the business will help you do. Remember, show me the people you mingle with and I'll show you who you are. That is it, okay? Now, guess what? You need to disconnect from them. And then the next one says loyalty is a way to fortify yourself. Loyalty fortifies you, while disloyalty separates you from the vision. Ladies and gentlemen, once you become disloyal to this vision, see you out of the business. In fact, I remember there is somebody who I brought very close to this business. I was mentoring him, supporting him for him to stand. All of a sudden, he became disloyal. And I called him, I said, see, this your disloyalty is not for me, it is for you. And that's why I want you to understand it on time before it take you out of the business. He thought, he didn't know that I've had experiences running this business. He says, even outside there, they can still grow. They drop disloyalty, you can never grow. And guess what? As the young man started with that disloyalty, guess what happened? It took him far away from the business. Nobody, but it heavily, in fact, it became heavily disloyal to the vision. I remember once you are disloyal to this vision, you know what the devil will do? The devil will first of all separate you from others. Do you know what happens when you have lots of wood put together and they are producing one flame? That means they have one purpose, burning, producing one flame. Just separate some logs from that, other logs, and guess what is going to happen? As soon as that is separated, those ones you separate, gradually they will die off. Some people don't understand that. Okay, so when they tell you, you will see it now, I'm going to be person Brad, I'll be outside this, I'll be there, I'm going to go to this. Ladies and gentlemen, before you know it, you are a goner. That is what happens to people who become disloyal. And any person that becomes disloyal, don't go wasting your time to revive the person. No. Do you know the only person that can revive the person? That person himself is the only one that can redeem himself. Any day he realizes himself like that son, you say, wait, where I am is not better. Then, like the prodigal son, he can return. I'm telling you the truth. If you go trying to revive the person, you're just wasting your time. No, don't try it. All you need to do is what? Keep on running your business. So loyalty and foremost. So I don't know. I'm seeing my Zoom muted. Can you hear me? My Zoom keeps giving notification muted and all that. I don't know. I think somebody's trying to call me on phone. Can you hear me, please? If you can still hear me, can you confirm that for me, please? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so guess what disloyalty does? It takes you farther away from the vision. So please, I want to beg you, don't get, and let me tell you where it starts. It starts from you taking offense. If any person here offends you, confront the person, tell him, I don't like this. The person will apologize to you, and you people can get along. One good skill about this business, which is a good social skill, is the ability to relate with others and be at good terms with others, right? You are not doing it for yourself, for the person, you are doing it for yourself, right? Because once you pick offense, this loyalty starts from you picking offense. Once you pick offense, guess what? That is where it starts. So instead of picking offense, confront the person and say, I'm not, the person can appeal to you, the person will make an amend. For example, if you come to me and say, I am totally, in fact, whatever you say, in fact, I don't like it again because of it. I will make amends to you to make sure you are at peace. So instead of keeping it, somebody can even offend you without knowing it. Instead of keeping it, what you do? Approach the person. I'm telling you this thing because once you pick offense, that's why in one of the blueprints, the president say, don't offend and don't be offended, because you already, out of experience, he has already known that offense can take you far from the business, because it will just start from there. When you pick offense, it can start before you know it. And when the devil wants to destroy a human being, you will first of all separate that soul. You separate the person from the others so that he can achieve his wicked purposes. Okay? Even if you are a church member or any religious organization, the devil wants to pray from there, you will first of all separate you. Start giving excuses of not belonging to that group anymore. And that is how you will go. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Loyalty is not for your leader self. It is for yourself. For example, me, like this, as you see me, I am loyal to the core to my leaders. In fact, in my upline, the G leader, whatever they say, even most time when it is not pleasant, I have to obey it. I'm loyal to their calling. You know why? Because I know that loyalty is for me. It's not for them. Because if I become disloyal, who will it put out of the business? Me, not them. That is why it is for me. It is for me. Loyalty is for me. It is not for them. Trust me. I'm telling you. So the loyalty we are talking about, first of all, starts. And in fact, if I pick offense at any of them, I don't go to bed with it. I will just dissolve it. You know why? Because I want to keep running this business. This thing they are saying, I've noticed it before. There was a time I had an association with somebody. Guess what happened? As I had that association with somebody in a business, at a point when the person did the things he did I never liked, as soon as I picked offense, as I'm talking to you, to this day, I don't want to set my eyes on him. I don't know if you understand what it can do. To this day, I don't want to set my eyes on him. That's what. Do you know one thing about impression? Let me tell you one bad thing about impression. When any day that a wrong impression is created about any person, about people, that impression will never die. I'm telling you, it will never die until every single soul that venerates such impressions are sent to their grave. That is when that impression that are you imagining? Have you ever imagined why there is this kind of long family feud? You see one family, they are family, but they have one unreconcilable quarrel. That impression is existing. And as long as that family venerates such impression, it will never die until those that venerate it are sent to their grave. That's why wrong impression is bad. See, if I see people, instead of developing impression, I will tell my mind, no, I will even develop good impression. That's why some people that know me very well, they will say, why is this person doing this thing? And you're not even acting this way. I tell them, it is better I don't act. It's better. Let the person see me as a fool. Let him see me as a fool. I would rather embrace people. I would rather love people than to allow that impression play because as I'm talking to you, I'm a living witness to when I created one impression about somebody. As I speak to you to this day, I don't want to set my eyes on that person. Wrong impression. Once you say, I don't like this person, the way he behaves, I hate this person. You see that impression is hard to die. Don't create it. So, in fact, if you understand what we are saying is that when you pick offense at people, guess what? Wrong impression is created. And once wrong impression is created, it's a problem. Do you know at the same time, when good impression is created, it lives on and on and on and on. I will even say that even good impression goes beyond that. In fact, there was a story told of somebody who was in love with a young lady. Throughout the guy's life, the young lady never wanted the guy to marry her. But the young lady too also had likeness for the guy, but I think not to the point of marriage, because the man was living a wayward life. But the guy was in love with the young lady. Do you know what happened? The story was told that this story was told by a vision of, how do I call it? People that see beyond death. Because as I'm talking to you, the young lady is still alive, but the guy is dead. So at the point, the guy died out of his wayward life. And the visionist revealed that, I don't know the authenticity of the story, but I'm just telling you this because the young lady is still alive. Said that the guy descended into the darkest place and was in a great torment and suffering. But guess what? As the young lady that was in love with the guy was praying, there was a tiny light that descended in that darkness. And the guy was seeing that tiny light and was seeing the lady. And it was that light that rescued him from there to a better place. I think this story, I listened to this story live from one of these others. I think they call themselves a Great Message. You know, it was one of their most spiritual person. I was saying that thing, and I was present in a gathering where the person was narrating the story. You know, say that it was that moment that lifted the guy from that darkest moment. And guess what? Do you know that the love you have for somebody is a good impression? Do you know? So what it means is that if bad impression is that bad, good impression will outweigh the bad. So if you love somebody, it will be hard for you to. Have you heard about somebody who say, "Oh, this person is my first love"? That love continues to be there even when they are not married. So, ladies and gentlemen, find a way of loving people than developing bad impression. You know, everybody's saying this person is like this person. Don't share that opinion with people. Please don't share that opinion. Always see the good side of people. It helps you to develop this love for people, and then you can be at peace with people. Always, always, always try your best to find good in people. Once you see, no matter how bad any person is, there must be something good. Ladies and gentlemen, is a way for you to develop that good impression about people, you know, so that you can be at peace with yourself and with them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the fourth pillar, and then the fifth pillar is contained in the fourth stage, the manifestation stage. And here it says this is the manifestation stage, and it says it's what? Deep spiritual connection is the fifth pillar. Deep spiritual connection. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are somebody who doesn't, you say, this spiritual thing doesn't concern me, please wait a second. See, whatever that happens is first perfected in the spiritual realm. And if you must control it before it comes to manifestation, you must be able to access the spiritual realm. How can you access the spiritual realm? You need to, in fact, you need to have that deep spiritual connection with your maker. See, for you to command the happening in the realm of the spirit, you must be in good terms with God. That's why this organization has it as the first cardinal culture of God. You must have it no matter what. You must make the sacrifices. In fact, if I tell you how this business has helped to reshape my life, physically and spiritually, you will not believe it. You must have that spiritual connection. See, and guess what? Once you begin to raise your awareness about this deep spiritual connection for you to become, guess what? You will begin to be conscious of acts, behaviors that terminates this connection in the spiritual super highways. Child, do you know that there are things you will say for the fact that you have this connection with your maker? Ordinary, in fact, things or extraordinary things begin to happen. Do you know that deep spiritual connection can make you work less than others and achieve more than others? Ladies and gentlemen, if you are spiritually minded, please, I'm not talking about people who are religious fanatics. Don't get it wrong, please. I'm not talking about people who are religious fanatics. Because fanaticism is another aspect of religion. It is. But we're talking about being spiritually connected. If you are spiritually connected, you can break certain yokes. There are certain things that will be militating against your business. They are not physically seen, but they have some spiritual interference. And guess what? You can interfere with those happenings by simply making some declarations, by simply making some prayers. And guess what? You can achieve a lot. Now, when the president was saying this, I told myself that there are things I've been failing in. There are certain things that I've not been mindful of. What are those things? This aspect of spirituality. In fact, while this was happening, like me, it depends on the order you belong to. But for me, as somebody who is coming from the Catholic stock, I told myself, wait, there was a time that I don't miss visitation to the Blessed Sacrament from time to time. I said, what happened along the line? I told myself that this year I need to make a renewed commitment. You know, see, but I'm not talking about being fanatics or maybe being one who believes that everything will manifest out of prayer. No, or believing that prayer is a master key. I don't believe that prayer is a master key. Please, if you believe that, it is your own personal belief. For me personally, I don't believe that prayer is a master key. Do you know why? The reason is that even the scriptures say that he who does not work should not eat. And do you know what master key does? If you park your car and I have a master key, I don't need any other thing to take your car away. That is it. That key is enough. Pum, everything will open. That's what we refer to master key. So if I go to the Blessed Sacrament and pray for all day without doing my activity all night, do you think it will happen? Nothing will happen. Rather, I'll keep getting worse and worse, because even Christ will be angry. You know why? Because Christ is God. And guess what? He believes that he, the God, is the origin of hard work. When our mastermind was taking us on what? On diligent activities. He says, he started talking about the 7, I think, was it 7, this thing? 7 forces of diligent activities. Yes, the very first one he talked about was hard work. Hard work. He said that God is the origin of hard work. Guess what? He spent how many? 6 days creating the universe. And you know what? The scripture again says that a day is like 1,000 years in the eyes of the Lord. So what it means is that God spent 6,000 years of hard work to create this world that you and I enjoy today. The firmament everywhere, 6,000 years before he came and said, let me create man in his own image. And that is why anytime God sees hard work, he is poised to bless it. Hard work. So, and that because of that, I don't believe that prayer is a master key, but I believe that prayer is a key. But it is not a master key, because even God himself says, you must work. So, ladies and gentlemen, I told myself, I need to renew this as religious aspects of relationship with my Maker. I need to, from time to time, go and be in his presence and say, Lord, I thank you. May I remain ever in your presence. May I be connected. And once you are doing that, guess what? You will be conscious of the things that will terminate that connection. Ladies and gentlemen, in my own little thinking, I believe that this is the aspects the president wants us to understand about having what? Deep spiritual connection as the 5th pillar for the things you have worked for to manifest. Do you know that you can walk and the enemy will hijack it? Do you know that? But if you are spiritually connected, every morning you will make a declaration and the universe will be set to work to ensure that your words come to fulfillment. If you are connected to your Maker, do you know that when you speak, it is your Maker that speaks? And once you give order, the angels will not rest until your order comes to perfection. Ladies and gentlemen, deep spiritual connection should be part of what you are going to be considering as your way of direction in this business. That is why it is enshrined in our blueprint today. Ladies and gentlemen, the blueprint is what takes us to the next higher level. If you understand this, you know. In fact, the president said that opposition, because a lot of persons will be, a lot of things will be confronting your president. That's why he said that opposition does not demand negotiation, but confrontation. So you need to be spiritually strong to confront enemies spiritually and physically. There are enemies on the way. There are enemies on. Do you know that one thing the enemy can even do? The enemy can hypnotize you and put doubts in your mind. Enemy can do that. While others are seeing possibilities, you are not seeing possibility. Do you know it can be work of enemy? But you can proclaim positivity for yourself and the enemy will run. So whatever you desire will first become manifest in the spiritual realm. And your spirituality is indeed a good access to what your Maker has intended for you. Ladies and gentlemen, in summary, the president said he kept it for the best part of it. The best part of it, which is the millionaires. He says it is what? The war room. That guess what? That's why he didn't mention it from the beginning. the preparatory stage, says that what? Every battle you see is won first in the war room. Ladies and gentlemen, he said, if you understand this, it is in the war room that every battle is won. In the war room. Because that is where the strategies are taken. That is where the decision that people who go to war wear helmets, they dress for war, they are ready physically, mentally, and spiritually. Because they have been in the war room and they did the preparation. It's in the war room they did the chanting of warfare. They did everything. They have fortified themselves. So as they are going in, they are ready. Now, it's in the war room they have made plans that they are going to first of all lay ambush. It's in the war room that they discuss the deception trick for the enemies so that they can run into the ambush. But guess what? When the war starts and you were not in the war room, when the deception plan is triggered, you may be the one that will run into it because you are not aware of the strategy, the war strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, some people will come into this business. Just rejection that should even threaten them is going to be the things that will keep them out. You know why? They were not in the war room. They were not prepared. There are so many people that are still celebrating this that are not even aware that the blueprint has been released, that the blueprint has been reviewed and reviewed and reviewed, and people are prepared. People know the direction to take. They know the strategy. They know the roadmap. Guess what? In the middle of this, their successes, they will run. Hey, they say it's working here. It's working here. They will run. Once they see one single rejection, boom, the arrows of rejection will fire them down. You know why? Because they were never in the war room. So they are going to be defeated. Ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Welcome to the war room according to the president. You that have witnessed this blueprint, you are already in the war. And guess what? The war room holds the treasures you are looking for, right? So wars are not won in the battlefield. Take note. The battlefield where you see the winning of the war is not where the war is won. The war is won from the war room. You know what? The war room is where preparations are made. How prepared you are to dare the war will determine how far you can win the war. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the war room. I've just reviewed this according to my own little way of understanding, but I know I have a lot of my leaders here who have grasped this very well. They know, in fact, they have studied it, they have equally watched the video over and over. But guess what? We are having shortage of time. Time is never enough. So, but we're going to close by 9:30. So if there's any person that wants to wish to make contribution, then you can raise your hand. So I will close. We still have like 3 minutes so I can make contribution. Remember, in our breakout cells, we're going to continue this discussion so that we'll enter the what? We'll enter the forum discussion. Why are we reserving it for this? By the time we move it to the breakout cells, guess what? We'll become smaller in number so that every person can contribute. By the time I start my breakout cells, every person that joins my breakout cell will have to contribute. You know why? So that everything will become clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer. And the study of the blueprint. One thing again I don't want any person to do is this. Don't make the mistake thinking that after you have listened to the blueprint, that's it. The leader says that even the blueprints of 2021 are still making reference to it. And the blueprints of this year, guess what? It becomes a manual. It becomes a manual, a reference manual for you throughout the year and even beyond. Previous blueprints are still providing that ultimate guide for people who are succeeding in this business. You understand it? So I think we're going to leave our contribution, our forum discussions, when we become smaller in groups, so that everybody is going to be contributing. Everybody is going to be contributing. We're going to leave it, so we'll have forum discussions. Maybe even if we're having any topic for the cell meetings, once we do, we're going to do forum discussion on the blueprint, because the blueprints is something you cannot just look at and you put it by the side. When you have them at your fingertips, guess what? See, where will you get energy to study this book? If not because you know it is one of the injunctions of the blueprint that you have to study it so that you become better equipped. Because one of the pillars said you need to acquire the millionaire mindset so that you can make millionaires, so that you can create millionaires. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2024. According to the words of the president, welcome to 2024. We are here to break barriers. We are here to make millionaires. And the facts, the good news is that as we are starting the 2024, we are starting with a new compensation plan that is giving us the bumper pay for us to get to the next higher level. Thank you very much for each and every one of you here that's joined. I'm so appreciative of you. I want to let you know that I love each and every one of you. Because of time, I cannot call you one by one, but I want to let you know that I am fully aware that you are there. Thank you, and God bless you. I'm going to be handing over to my Amazon. I believe you are still my one of my co-hosts, my Amazon Felice Joy. This is, in fact, this is the next big thing that will be happening in 2024. Okay, I think the network has thrown her out. Okay, she's the next big thing that will be happening in 2024 because I know, I know what she's made of. In fact, she's made of fire. In fact, the best of the fabrics, she's made of that. She's made of that. So thank you very much to all of you that are appreciating me. Thank you, Consultant Peter. Thank you to you all. I wish to welcome her to close the meeting. Let me check someone that might be close to her is there, so that I will make the person a co-host so that she can end the meeting for us. I don't know if, okay, nobody is close. All right, so, okay, I'm going to be closing the meeting. I'm checking if she's there, but she's not there. Okay, and I'm actually checking another person. Okay, let me check another person. Okay, I think she might be close to Blessing. All right, so I'm going to make her co-host so that she can end the meeting for us. All right, so if she's there, then she can end the meeting for us so that we can go. I'm going to be sharing the our slogan, no need to pray again. We had our 2 prayers from the beginning. So thank you very much for listening. Over to you, my Amazon. I really appreciate you. God bless you and have a productive day. Bye.
Wow, this is awesome. Thank you so much, the unstoppable mentor, for this powerful dose. In fact, this blueprint is now that somebody like me is even assimilating it, because the way you have been picking it one after the other, explaining it to us, we have really learned a lot. So thank you so much, sir. We are going to end the meeting now. So I believe that each and every one of us here, we have learned something today. It is not just all about you learning. What you are going to do down to action, activity. Since you have been empowered today to go out there and start doing the needful, what are you ready to do? What are you ready to do from today? So let us end the meeting, and let's remember to start doing our activities, because we are no longer celebrating. This is 5th already. So let me take the slogan. If you are not joining cell meetings, you are your own enemy in this business. Leaders, who are we? We are lion-hearted in network. network marketing, and with God yeah. Go and become a lion in the field. Go and dominate.
Go and dominate all over.
You dominate the environment.